Hey guys, what is going on? Inception here, and welcome to the gameplay analysis video. Now, in this video, we're not going to be talking about too much, and the reason why is because FIFA can be a deceiving game in the sense of when you're looking at it, it looks a lot better when you look at it than when you play it. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm just going to point out some specific things that I've noticed as I was watching this gameplay, and the two things that I've noticed the most is that there seems to be less bounces, less emphasis, and better pass accuracy. When you guys think about less emphasis, I'm thinking about this huge pull on the ball that your players do every time they touch the ball. They just don't seem to do that as I'm watching this game. Like when you watch FIFA 16 gameplay, you can actually see that they're actually putting emphasis on the ball. Whether you're watching a stream, whether you're watching a video, they always do this little pull on the ball that's so unnecessary. And it seems like they do that a lot less in this game. In terms of the passing accuracy, the passing looks a lot more quick, a lot more responsive. But again, it is in an offline game type, Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. So, you know, we have to truly test this game out playing it online to see if it's a consistent type of gameplay where, you know, it's always the same thing and it's always the same good type of gameplay, which is definitely needed in this game because with all the new game modes that have come out for FIFA 17, you know, the only thing that's missing now is just the gameplay. The gameplay needs to be fun, it needs to be responsive, and you know what? By looking at this gameplay right now, it looks like it will be that type of game. It looks like a very authentic game. The passing looks very nice. But I do want to point out that the defending could be a little bit questionable. But, you know, it just looks very authentic in everything that they do. The attacking aspects of the game looks a lot better. The finishing looks more authentic. You know, you don't have to do this whole thing in FIFA 16 where you have to do, you know, an angled body feint finesse shot. I'm sure when the game actually fully comes out, there's going to be specific ways of scoring. Like, you know, because we always find out that specific way. You know, last year it was the, you know, angled tap shots, like just to go under the goalkeeper's arms. This year it's the angled body feint finesse shot or just medium range finesse shots in general. Long shots. You know, there's always that thing in FIFA where, you know, there's a specific way of scoring. But this year seems to be the year where they have more of an authenticity to score, like with finesse shots, long shots, and just regular tap shots as well. So hopefully there's going to be more variety with the ways that you finish so that you don't always have to do this one specific way of scoring because it's the best way of scoring. So hopefully that does happen. I also do notice that there seems to be a very good balance between the physical type of players and the pace type of players. Again, that's something that we're going to really find out when the game fully comes out. You know, things do change in that sense where, you know, you're going to find out what's the type of gameplay going to be more like. Is it going to be more of the strength type or is it going to be more of the pace type? And it's always one or the other. That's going to be more preferable. But if you have a very good balance between the two, you're going to have a very solid game to play. As you guys can see here as well, the touches that they do are instant and the passes that they do are instant. So when they have the ball at their feet, they don't take this little delay to have to pass the ball. And again, I really stress the fact that this is an offline type of gameplay, so you're not going to really notice this type of delay. The only way that you're going to be able to tell, again, is by playing the online. The free kicks look a bit odd. I think the way that, like, because you have to set yourself in a certain way from left to right to take the free kick in a certain way as well. And it just kind of looked weird with the free kick. The free kick that Thiago Alcantara took right there, it just kind of looked a little bit awkward. But, you know, it's nothing too much to annoy me by because, you know, you can take the free kick normally, so it does look a little bit more authentic. So you can do that as well. It's really cool that you can also do the outside foot long free kicks now, or just short free kicks, whichever one you like. As you guys can see in the James Rodriguez free kick in one of the recent trailers for EA Sports' FIFA game. It's cool. It's a new thing that they've added. You know, it is something that they do in real life because Ricardo Quaresma once, when he was in Porto, he actually did a Rabona free kick. So it's definitely cool that they added a specific free kick like that within the game. Hopefully it's not like a too much of an overpowered thing. I feel like it's going to be just like one of those typical long range free kicks. Like, you know how in FIFA 16 when you use like players like Cristiano Ronaldo, he can take a really solid long free kick goal, or shot. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it works there. It could be overpowered. It might not be overpowered. It really depends. We're going to see if free kick accuracy has anything to do with the players and their abilities to take free kicks normally, which I highly doubt it's going to happen. I think if you take the free kick in a certain way all the time, you're probably going to score the majority of the times. But we're going to be talking about a couple of new gameplay features. There is the threaded through ball, and the threaded through ball is something that was needed in FIFA, and the reason why is because you now have the ability to thread a through ball, which is basically what is said, what that means is you can now hold your right bumper and you can aim a pass either farther or closer to your player. Now, the reason why this is so good is because in older FIFAs, or just FIFA 16 and before, you would only have the choice to use a Y pass. The Y passes are very inconsistent, as everybody does know. They would either go really far or they would go really close. But now you can actually thread the through ball, so you can either decide, you know what, I just want the ball to be a bit away from my player, just a little bit further, or you can ask for the Y pass to be a lot farther for your player to go after the ball and chase it, right? So that's definitely a really important feature that's definitely been added in the game. So it's very good that it's been in there. There's also the new throw mechanic. The new throw mechanic is actually really nice. The fact that you can fake a throw in and then pass it to somewhere else, it actually does fake you out. Like there's been times when I was actually watching the gameplay and like he would do a throw and I was just like, whoa, like, you know, he actually did the fake, and it made me think I was gonna go there. Like when you're in the game, I feel like it's gonna feel a little bit more different, but it's definitely a cool feature to add. Another thing that, you know, FIFA, the small little details that EA add into their game, that definitely makes it a lot more better, in my opinion. We also now have the options to do low-driven shots, and low-driven shots was something that people were saying, you know, oh, but we can already do that in FIFA. You can't necessarily already do that in FIFA, because the fact is that you have to press B, and then you don't really know if it's going to be a low-range shot or if it's going to be a high-range shot. Now you can specifically choose the way that you want the player to shoot the ball. So you can choose to either shoot it very low or shoot it very high. And this is going to be very important because there's going to be a time where people are playing FIFA and they're going to start realizing the goalkeeper mechanics. So you're going to start realizing, okay, when I'm in this area, I'm going to have to do a low range shot. When I'm in this area, my shot needs to be a little bit higher for me to score the goal. As you guys can see, for the first goal that Dortmund scored in this game, you know, it was at a medium range. Would a low range effort work there as well? It probably would have, but those are certain things that help you with the finishing aspect in this game as well. There's also the defending aspect, where now you can also hold L trigger to go body to body against someone, which I think Sam Rivera revealed in one interview that he did with True Boy recently, where you can now hold L trigger to body against someone. And if you guys don't know what that means, in FIFA 16, you have to tap B and then hold B, right? And it was very, very, very inconsistent, because if you tap B, sometimes the game would interpret it in a way where it's like, oh, I want to tackle the opponent, when that's not the case, where you just want to go body to body against them. So now there's a specific option now for you to go body to body. You can still use B, but B is a little more inconsistent. So now you have a specific game mechanic that you can use, which is the L trigger, or the L2 if you're on the PlayStation, for you to go body to body against someone. So it's, again, another very helpful technique. For the free kicks, you also notice that there is a cursor on the field for you to specifically choose where the ball is going to land once you do the free kick. Now, this could be an overpowered thing, or it may not be an overpowered thing. I think that defending the area of where you think the person's going to cross the ball in is definitely going to be an important thing. So if you see there's an opening, you should control a player to block that opening. For instance, you know, if you think the person is going to go for a near post corner, you should choose a person in your box so that he can block the near post corner, so that, you know, the person wouldn't score. If he can go far post, then, you know, right before the corner is taken, you can switch from near post corner to far post corner, so you can, you know, block that as well. So hopefully there's a very good balance between that, because, you know, if you're able to choose where exactly you want to cross the ball from corners and free kicks, you know, it could become an overpowered thing where people start to find out, okay, this is the sweet spot of where I want to cross the ball, where I want to put my corner in, so that I can score every single time. So if there isn't any sweet spots, and it's very skill based to the point where you have to choose where you have to put your players, and, you know, your players positioning actually has a huge significance to it, then it definitely will be a really cool thing. I also noticed that the game speed seems to be a little bit quicker, which is something that is very, very important, because FIFA 16 was a very slow game, and it was very frustrating to play because it just felt so slow and sluggish. So definitely a good thing there. Again, this is what we see and not what we actually play, because FIFA 16 looks a lot better when you watch it than when you play it, in my opinion, right? So we have to take into account that this is an offline game where they're playing a beta/demo of the game. So we have to take all those things into account. But it does look very promising so far. All the goals that Borussia Dortmund score in this game look very authentic, right? With the Bayern Munich goals, I know people are going to say, oh, those goals were AIDS, but you know what? You can't avoid that in a FIFA game. Like, stuff like that is going to happen. There's also another thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is You know, the fact that some people will look at FIFA 17 and FIFA 16 and be like, oh my god, they're the same game. And you know, I feel like some people just don't understand that it's a football simulator and there's not really much that they can do. And this is in my opinion. I understand if you guys have your own opinion about this, but there's not much that you can do with it. These guys are not going to be, you know, driving in cars all of a sudden and going on the field. Like, it's, you know, the graphics already look pretty decent, right? You know, all they can do is pretty much improve the graphics, but the game is always going to be the same, right? 10 years down the road, it's probably going to be the same type of game because of the fact that, you know, it's a game, it's a football simulator. The football simulator is not going to change unless some drastic rule happens in real life. So, you know, the game looks really authentic to play. It looks enjoyable to play, and I can't wait to try out the game. Hopefully I can get my hands on the beta. If I do, then I'm just going to play that a shit ton. Like, I'm just going to play that a lot. Like, I'll play it hours on end. So hopefully we can get our hands on the beta. But yeah, other than that, man, you know, the gameplay is the most important part of the game. It's what makes it so that you want to try out these different game modes. You know, this squad builder aspect, the foot champions. If the gameplay is good, it makes you want to play those game modes more. So it's very, very vital that the gameplay is the most important thing that they have to focus on, because their two game modes that they have are set. Those two game modes are going to be great for everybody to play all year round. But it's just the gameplay. The gameplay is the most important thing because the gameplay is what you do to play those game modes. So the gameplay needs to be really good. I know that it keeps stressing this, but you know, FIFA 16's gameplay was very inconsistent. It always chose when it wanted to be good or bad, and the majority of the time it was bad. And that's how it was for me. Whether you'd like to believe that or not is really up to you. But that's just how my experience with FIFA 16 was. And this is me playing on the Xbox One. So you know, it was definitely a frustrating year for me. As you guys notice, I haven't really been streaming FIFA 16 much lately because of the fact that, you know, I don't like playing a game that likes to pick and choose when it wants to be good, and the majority of the time that I go on, it's actually bad. So I want to play a game where I know what to expect when I play the game. So that's all I want in FIFA. Again, gameplay looks great. It looks very authentic. I hope we have a fantastic year of FIFA. Hopefully when the game actually comes out, it is actually really good. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a thumbs up on it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.